This is our 709 skid steer attachment for our backhoe. We've been having some problems with it, but I took it apart and put it back together. Let's see if we can figure out if it's fixed. This backhoe attachment is made it's made to fit our 863 skid steer. It fits other models, but I think they have to be a heavy enough model, and they also have to have these brackets that actually locks in to these locks here, because you don't want to rely just on your quick attach to hold it on there. I think it'll give you problems. They make some that just hook to the quick attach, and I guess if they got outriggers they're okay, but you don't ever want, even with this one with the solid mount, you don't want to run this backhoe with the outriggers up, because it just throws this machine all over the place. But the problem we have, of course, it's got a cracked boom. This thing's been through crap, but whoever had it was really rough on it. But we took this control off probably a year ago and took it and had it fixed at the hydraulic shop. And I don't believe when we got it back if it ever did work properly, because we've been having a problem with the controls. Here's your controls, your sticks, and each stick has 4 functions. So if you push this left stick all the way out, it moves your boom down. If you pull it back, it brings your boom up. If you go left for left swing of the boom, right for right swing of the boom. This one controls your stick and your bucket. I believe out moves the stick out, pull back moves the stick back, and to the right opens your bucket, and to the left crowds it back in. But you can do a combination of the two and bring your stick and your bucket back in at the same time and make a scoop. And then these 2 little ones are your outriggers, your left and right outriggers, which you really need to use every time you use one of these things. It's because it's very unstable without it. You don't want to count just on your tires to keep you from getting pulled sideways, or I don't think it'll pull it over, but it doesn't dig very good without those outriggers down. But the problem we had is we'd try to push the stick down. This stick wouldn't move, it would just stick. It was solid as rock. You could pull back and it would pull back fast. Left and right swing are so fast that they're violent. You got to be really careful with the left and right swing. I believe that's what's bent this boom all over the place, is because the left and right swing is so powerfully violent. I mean, it's very dangerous. I don't know why it moves so fast. There has to be a way to control that. But you've got your different spools down here for different things. And this is the one I'm focusing on, is the one that moves your boom up and down. And we couldn't push it down. That was giving us a real problem. And I took this off, was getting ready to take it to the hydraulic shop, and I thought, well, maybe I should dig into it and take a look myself. And I took the one that moves your stick out is the very first spool. It moves it out and back, of course. And I saw that cap down there, and it's the only one like it on the whole entire rack. And it's got 4 little set screws in it. Underneath those set screws is a spring, and underneath those springs is a ball bearing. There's 4 of them. And it's got a cone inside of it, and when you push this one way, it allows the spring to pull it back to center. It always wants to be at center, but it wasn't doing that. You could pull it back and boom up, and it would stick, but it would never push down. So when I took that spool cap, it just fell off when I took the bolts out of it. And 3 of the ball bearings were where they're supposed to be, that's underneath those screws. one of the ball bearings had fallen down. It was in the bottom of that cap, but it wouldn't allow this stick to boom down. And no matter how hard you push, you're just pushing against that ball bearing that's under it, and the spool's not going to ever move with that in there. And it's been that way ever since we got back in the hydraulic shop, and I believe that it must have been like that when they reassembled it. It must have just fallen down in there. So when I reassembled this spool, I put the full 4 ball bearings back in the cone the way they're supposed to be, and they put the screws and springs back in. And now we've got down boom and up boom, and hopefully that works. If it falls out again and gets under there, we know there's a problem with the spool, and the whole spool's going to have to be replaced. But everything else worked other than it was leaking a little bit, and I retorqued all of these when I put it back together. Of course, we got them all. At first, the hydraulic shop told me I had a line on backwards, because sometimes when you move the stick in and out, it pulls this right pad up, and that's not supposed to do that. But there's no way that I could have got the stick and boom in the pad, because the pads, the outriggers, have totally different size holes, so they have to be where they are. Plus, we've got all of these alphabetized. The base and the nut all have letters on them: A, B, C, D, E, F, and so on and so forth. Every one of them is stamped. The base is stamped, so there's no reason why we could have gotten these in the wrong place. Another thing that I read on one of the forums is if you get these cheap connections and the orifice is too small, it gives you, I believe, too much pressure, which seems to be the problem. It's got too much pressure on at least the left and right swing, excuse me. So I don't know what to do about that. I put the Bobcat fittings on the Bobcat itself. I put new ones on there that come from Bobcat, but these are, this might be the Bobcat fitting here. I just used the caps off one of the generic ones I have. I believe this one's the Bobcat fitting, and the top one over there is a Bobcat fitting, but the bottom one's not. So that may still be an issue. I may have to go ahead and get the right fittings with the right orifice size. My guy that makes my hoses said that could be a problem if you got the wrong size orifice. After I read the forum, I talked to him about it. So, I don't know. I guess we need to just hook this thing up. I have to bring the quick attach in and hook it down here, tilt it up and back, and let it catch these locks, and then push these locks forward, and it should be secured to the machine. And then we'll hook our hydraulics up and pull our pin out. The hydraulics have to be on before you can get that securing pin, safety pin out down there. And that's the scariest part of it. I hate doing that, because you basically got to stand down there with that stupid boom to get it out. Not ideal. It's locked. actually does what it's supposed to do. It's still got that fast swing though. That thing is so dangerous. I just barely have to move it. But when I try to push the boom out, it's got plenty of power now. I can't believe I've been operating this for 6 months. With that ball bearing under there hindering me. Sit right here for tonight. Well, that went pretty good. I've got an old busted foundation drain here. It goes to the crawl space where we encapsulated it. And it's all busted up. Still running, but I've got to continue it. Got to get past this tree. I was just digging around here. I wasn't trying to do nothing special. But I do need to dig down through here. I also got a Hometown Gutters put our gutter in. They gave us an extra downspout, which is awesome, but I didn't plan for it. So I'm going to dig a little ditch way to the upper side of this one and kind of tie them together down here with my backhoe. Run it on down into the woods. There's a kind of a little waterfall there in the woods. I'm going to put these drains, gutter drains and foundation drains, into that waterfall. It's just water. So this thing worked out good. Got my outriggers down. I did try to you have to engage your hydraulics before you get out. And I swung that chair around and hit the swing and swung this boom. Felt like it broke the whole machine. Man, it's just so violent. There has to be a control somewhere. I've Googled everything I could find. I may just take the whole outfit over to the hydraulic shop and see if them guys can maybe put a restrictor in there or something to slow that down. Looks like I got all my leaks fixed. Nope. It's leaking out that spool right there. Yeah, ain't that something. I'm just going to take the whole thing over there and see what they can do with it. I mean, it's working great now. That handle's working like a treat. It ain't got that ball bearing under it that keeps it from moving. I've never seen anything like that. But that's been in there from the beginning. The cylinders seem to be doing good. Got, what, 4 cylinders? Swing, which is a double cylinder. This is your boom. That's your stick, and then the bucket. Yeah, this thing digs to be... I mean, it's as powerful as a backhoe. It just doesn't really have to reach. I think it's got about 8 feet of reach. And it'll lift quite a bit. I've lifted my buckets on and off the trailer with it. I was going to attempt to dig this stump up, but it's still green. And I've tried digging stumps before. It doesn't do very good. It's not stable enough. It pulls the machine around too much. It drags you right into the stump. But I love having this attachment. I love being able to do ditch work with it. I can do grade work, ditch work, whatever I need to do with one machine. The only downfall is you just have one machine. So you're stuck if it breaks, and it's broke on me a few times recently. We've got all new tires on it. We kept having flats. We got that taken care of. Now we've got a fuel solenoid that keeps giving us issues. Sometimes it won't start back when it gets warm. The magnet gives out on the fuel stop solenoid. So we know that's a problem, but next time we know we can fix it. 709, I know there's different models of these. Some of them have things that stick out the front that have like balls on them for a ball hitch, like a trailer hitch, and then this one has these hooks. It's a little tricky to get hooked into, but once it's hooked, you pull this latch and it latches it and it can't come loose. And I got the machine off the ground right now, and the hydraulics are holding it up. As long as we don't mash any pedals, it shouldn't leak off. When it was leaking off all the time. And it's still leaking out of that control though. Man, He said he put some kind of new seal kit in that shouldn't wear out as fast, but like we've had so much pressure in there that I guess it's blown the seals again. But I thought I'd take you along today and let you see more about our 709 attachment. We've only showed it maybe in one video, but we use it all the time. We've stayed busy this summer. We've kept plenty of work. Thanks to Hometown Gutters for recommending us. They recommend us about every job we do. And we've got work from just about every job. So that's a good partnership with them. I've been putting their name out there everywhere I go to try to get them calls, because they've been in business for a while and they seem to do good work. I know I'm happy with mine. My gutters look fantastic. And that's about all I got for you guys. I need subscribers, so if you're watching this video and you're interested in stuff like this, and we also work on old cars and we do tool reviews, just whatever grabs us that day. We try to get at least one video out a week. I'm trying to shoot for 2, but I ain't been able to do it lately. Usually do time lapses when we do job work. That way we don't have to get the cameras in the way of working on everything. But please subscribe, like, share, comment. We enjoy comments, good or bad. That way, if we can improve, let us know. For something else you'd like for us to see, or if you'd like for us to do something just a little bit different, let us know. We're open to suggestions. We're just getting started out, and we want to know what you like. It ain't always about what we like. What Joe Dirt said, it's not what you like, it's what the consumer likes. That's your problem right there, he said, when he was talking to Kicking Wing. We're going to kick right on out of here, and appreciate you guys for watching. Stay clean, everybody.